Good day, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube land. Roknot here with a Taggin Tuber's response video. My good friend Nintendo Hodge tagged me in this one. Shout out to him. He has just started out on the YouTube scene, so check out his stuff. He's a great guy with an awesome collection. I'll leave a link to his channel in the box below. So the topic for this Taggin Tuber's video is top 5 most valuable games in my collection. Now, I know I've done a video like this a number of months ago, but I've done some research and learned that some of my games have gone up and down in value, so here we go. At number 5, we have Sid of Valis. This game is valued on the video game price charting at $75, also known as Valis SD. Known in America as Sid of Valis, is the first spin-off game made of the Valis series. This one is mostly based on the events of Valis 2, parodying them with an SD, super deformed, style in the characters' designs, making them look funnier and greatly exaggerated their attitudes. I personally have yet to play this game, like many others in my Genesis collection. I got this game in a large bundle of N64, Nintendo Entertainment System, and Genesis consoles and games for $250. At number 4, we have Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3D Collector's Edition with Skull Kid statue. This game and statue collection are valued at $75.98. This is a newer release game, and it's actually the newest game on this list, being released February of 2015. I pre-ordered this collector's edition when pre-orders were first released. Now, it took me 3 tries to get one, but it was time well spent. It is a remake of the original release on the N64 that required the expansion pack to play. Majora's Mask is an action-adventure video game developed in Nintendo's Entertainment Analysis and Development Division for the Nintendo 64. It was released in Japan on April 27th in 2000, in North America on October 26th in 2000, and in Europe on November 17th of 2000. Approximately 314,000 copies of the game were sold during the first week in Japan, and 3 million copies were sold worldwide. The game was re-released for the Nintendo's GameCube as part of the Legend of Zelda Collector's Edition in 2003, and the Wii's Virtual Console service in 2009. The enhanced remake, which is this copy here, for the Nintendo 3DS, titled The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3D, was released in February 2015. The last time I played this game was on the Nintendo 64, and unfortunately I ended up smashing a controller due to the difficulty and my extreme lack of patience. So I haven't played this game since I was 17 years old. Now, number 3 on this list is another remake on the Nintendo DS. This time it's Pokemon Heart Gold with the Pokewalker, complete in box. I actually picked this game up at my favorite pawn shop for only $20. Pokemon Heart Gold is an enhanced remake of the 1999 video game Pokemon Gold, and includes the features in Pokemon Crystal. The game is part of the Pokemon series of role-playing video games, and were developed by Gamertag and published by Nintendo for the Nintendo DS. First released in Japan on September 12, 2009, the game was later released in North America, Australia, and Europe during March of 2010. Heart Gold takes place in the Johto region of the franchise's fictional universe. I have recently gotten into the Pokemon franchise and have yet to put a whole lot of time into this game, but I am sure since every Pokemon game I have touched I have liked, this one will be no different. Now at number 2, we have a game from my favorite franchise. It's not my favorite game in the franchise, but it is my favorite franchise, Final Fantasy II on the Super Nintendo. Complete in box, this game is valued at $103.49. Now this game in the Final Fantasy franchise is actually number 4 in the franchise in Japan. When they were releasing games in North America, they released 4 as 2 due to 2 and 3 of the original Japanese games were not yet released in North America. Final Fantasy II is a role-playing video game developed and published by Square, which is now Square Enix, for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System platform, released in 1991. It is the 4th main installment of the Final Fantasy series. The game's story follows Cecil, a dark knight, as he tries to prevent the sorcerer Golbez from seizing powerful crystals and destroying the world. He is joined on his quest by a frequently changing group of allies. Final Fantasy IV and/or 2 in this instance introduced innovations that became staples of the Final Fantasy series and role-playing games in general. Its active time battle system was used in 5 subsequent Final Fantasy games, and unlike prior games in the series, 4 gave each character their own unchangeable class. I've spent many hours on this game personally, and I absolutely love it, but I have yet to beat it. My wife bought me this game off eBay probably 9 years ago for about $30 plus shipping, so it's gone up quite a bit in value since I got it. Now, for my number 1 pick, the top valued game of my entire collection is Mutant League Hockey on the Sega Genesis. This game, complete in box, is valued at $119.46. Mutant League Hockey is a hockey game that was released in 1994 for the Sega Genesis. This video game is a spin-off of Mutant League Football and features several of the same team names and players, as well as new ones. Mutant League Hockey features 3 species, robots, undead skeletons, and trolls. The game is identical in tone to its predecessor, with special plays that can cause things to happen, like making the puck explode when it is being picked up by the opposing players, bribing the referee to call fake penalties against the other team, and landmines and holes in the ice. The teams in the game are ranked by a ranking of 0 through 6 skulls. As with Mutant League Football, hazards litter the ice and death is a commonplace. Players substitute their goalie for a demon goalie, a gigantic demon head that takes the place of the net. Scoring on the demon goal causes it to explode. In addition, the crowd is prone to throwing weapons or other power-ups onto the ice. They may pick up and use freely. When a player dies, the corpse remains on the ice and may be tripped on. Between periods, a giant slug acting as the Zamboni eats the debris littering the ice. As in real hockey, fights may break out. Fights in Mutant League Hockey are done in a mini game where the objective is to knock out the opponent. But both players are still sent to the penalty box, but the player who is knocked out receives an additional penalty for losing. Furthermore, if you're having difficulties defeating teams on the scoreboard, you can in turn kill the members of the opposing team and force them to forfeit the game. When I was a teenager, I used to play this game all the time when I stayed over at my friend Chris's house. We'd go to my favorite local game rental place, Ted's Place, and rent this game for the weekend. I picked up this game at a yard sale in 2014 in a lot of 12 Genesis games for only $10. So that is my top 5 most valuable games in my collection. Thanks again to Nintendo Hodge for tagging me in his video. I greatly appreciate it, man. I liked your video, man. It was fantastic. You got some real good games there. Now it's come to the part of the video where you see a cat's tail run by, where I tag some tubers. So I'm going to tag some guys here that we haven't heard this sort of video from before. First one I'm going to call out here is Kyle, aka The Fester, here on YouTube. Check out his YouTube page. It'll be in the description below. Fantastic guy. Really got to know him this past Thursday. He's an awesome guy, and he's just ultra positive. Definitely a great role model. Second tuber I wanna mention here is Andre from Retro Zapper. I want to call him out. I want to know his top 5 most valuable games. I also want to mention that Andre currently has a 100 subscriber contest. So while you're down there checking out the link below to go see him, make sure you sub to his channel and enter that contest as well to get in on that. Then I also want to tag my buddy the Nerdling. The Nerdling is somebody who I've dealt with a few times in the past. We've bought and traded some games back and forth. He's a major NES collector. I want to know his top 5 most valuable games. And then last but not least, my pal over at Arcade Regiment, the PGP. The producer guy Phil, or aka just Phil. Send him, go over there, check him out. Also, I want to know your top 5 most valuable games. Again, the links for all those guys' channels will be in the description box below. I hope you enjoyed my top 5 most valuable games. If you did, leave me a like. Comment on your top 5 most valuable games in the comment section below. And of course, if you enjoy my content, if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel to keep up to date with all of my new videos coming out. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I enjoy you coming out and watching my videos. I appreciate it very much. Have a good one.